Hi, welcome. Today I'm making a really great dish, homemade pork fried rice. It's pretty simple to make. Do all the prep work in the beginning, have everything ready, and then it makes it so much easier when you actually go and cook it. So I went ahead and I did some prep work. I didn't want to bore you with all the chopping. So I went ahead and I cubed up 2 carrots, 1 large onion, 2 large cloves of garlic, 1 bunch of green onion, chopped, the white and green, and then a cup and a half or so of your basic cabbage. I also have some soy sauce. I have 3 eggs, and for my pork I had a bag of 8 boneless pork chops. So I diced them up, cubed them up, and I put 3 tablespoons of soy sauce in here, and this has been marinating overnight, but you could do it for a few hours. Okay, so now we're going to start cooking this. So now we have all our ingredients, so let's go move on to the stove. Okay, so now before we begin, I also want to show you that I had cooked 3 cups of uncooked rice, and I've been having that off to the side and cooled off. You can do it the day before. That's totally up to you. So now let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to add some olive oil to the pot, a couple of tablespoons. As soon as this gets heated up, we're going to start cooking our pork first. Then we'll take that out and we'll continue to cook the vegetables. So now I don't want to put all the pork in at once, so I'm going to do a little bit at a time until it's all cooked. Okay, so now the oil is getting nice and hot, so we're going to add some of the pork in. So we want to cook this until it's nice and golden brown. Okay, so these cooked nicely. Now we're going to take this out and put our next batch in, and we'll continue that until we're all done. Okay, so as you can see, these came out nice and caramelized. So now we have our next batch, and I have 1 more batch. So 3 batches to cook this pork up. And once this is done, we'll get started with the vegetables. Okay, so I did them in batches, so they didn't steam. I really want them to brown. Alright, so once my 3rd batch was over, I put all the pork back into the pot. So now I'm just working on getting it really nice and brown. So a few more minutes and this should be done. Okay, and this is exactly what we're looking for the pork. So now we're going to set this aside and we're going to quickly cook up that egg. Okay, so I removed all the pork. Put a little bit of olive oil in. The great thing about this fried rice is everything goes in one pot. So I have 3 beaten eggs. As you're cooking it, you can break it up because we kind of want it in small pieces for the fried rice. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll remove that from the pot. Okay, and put it so now we are going to put some more olive oil in. And bring this up to about a 7. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add our onion. We'll let that cook up a little bit. Now we want the onion to get nice and caramelized. Okay, so the onions got nice and soft. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our carrot, since we want to soften that carrot up and get it a little caramelized also. Okay, and to that we're going to add our cabbage. Now you don't have to add cabbage. I personally like cabbage in my fried rice. At this point you can add bean sprouts, whatever you like. I'm going to just throw just a little bit more olive oil. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll throw our garlic in. Okay, now all the vegetables are in except for the green onion. The green onion is going to go in at the last minute because it really doesn't need to be cooked. Okay. So now we're going to let this cook, get nice and tender, and a little caramelization going on. Alright, now that everything is nice and wilted, we're going to add about a tablespoon of soy sauce. Okay, we're going to cover it, let it cook, let the carrots get a little tender. Okay, so now it's nice and tender, the carrots and the cabbage. Nice and caramelized in there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add the pork back in. Okay, so now we're going to start adding our rice. Now if your rice is cold and it's a little stuck together, just break it apart. So we're going to add half first. Let's give that a mix. Now again, you can add as much or as little meat or vegetable as you like. My family tends to like a lot of pork in their fried rice. Alright, so let's go ahead and add right now about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is low sodium soy sauce. So about 2. Give that a good mix. We're going to go ahead and add our green onion. Let's go ahead and add some more rice. And just keep mixing until it's very well blended. Okay, let's add just another tablespoon of soy sauce because of the extra rice we put in. And let's not forget our eggs that we scrambled up. Let's go ahead and throw that in. Now let's give everything a nice good mix. Now a lot of recipes call for the rice to be cold. Now the reason for that is because when you're frying it, cold rice gets a little bit more crispier than if you were to just cook it. So it's really no big deal, even if you just made it the same day. Just let it cool off. You can even stick it in the fridge. Make it in the morning, stick it in the fridge till whenever you're making your fried rice. And that's it. Once it's all incorporated, it's pretty much done. I'm going to shut the heat off. You can continue to cook it if you like it to be more crispier. You can add darker soy sauce if you want a more richer color. And there we have it. The most delicious homemade pork fried rice. No need to order it anymore. It's very simple to make, as you can see. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you soon.